people are the worst that the history of humanity has to offer, okay? Because those evil people back then, you just didn't have the information to not be manipulated. You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't have, like, the you know what I mean? Like, you didn't have the extra element. You know what I mean? You guys are the dumbest bag of fuckwits that history has ever had to offer because you have it all at your fucking fingertips! You have everything right here at all times. It's all right there, you fucking morons. Oh my god, but again, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, and again, I should feel bad for you. I should feel bad for you, absolutely. I do feel bad for you for what this fucking system has done. But, on the other hand, you're predominantly white, and this system has done fuck all to you compared to what it's done to anybody that doesn't look like you. I'm so sorry. Anyway, all of you fuck off and die. Come sub to me on YouTube, though. I'm starting commentary stuff. It's gonna be really awesome. I can't fucking wait. I think it's fitting we go out like this. I think it's very...
I just feel like as white people, we gotta get stepped the fuck up. Yesterday, 10 years ago, 10 years before that, 10 years before that, 10 years before that. Just, our fucking neighbors are at risk, and we need to be in the streets every fucking day. If it's not you today, and you take a break, somebody else you know, get them out there, take their place. We gotta do this in waves. We gotta protect ourselves. We gotta protect our neighbors. But it's time for white people to step the fuck up. They've been sleeping.
It's been wild to watch. I've only been on the ground here for 2 days now, and watched
you jump to the right and you shake that hand, and you jump to the left and you shake that hand. You meet new friends, you tie some yarn, and that's how you do the star. You jump to the right and you shake the hand, and you jump to the left and you shake that hand. You meet new friends, you tie some yarn, and that's how you...
We've been screaming about this. We can't even count the years of how long. I just feel like as white people, we gotta get stepped the fuck up. Yesterday.
What if you couldn't do anything about it? What? What if you lived in a country where I could kill you just because of your mom's last name?
Corey, what are you talking about?
A 15-year-old girl is dead. Doesn't anybody care?
Corey.
She was real smart and totally cool. She wrote this book. Her name was Anne Frank. They say she died of typhus, but they killed her because her name was Anne Frank. Anne Frank was a victim of anti-Semitism.
Anti-Semitism.
Thank you, Mr. Feeney. You have to read this book. And you have to pass this test. Not because of me, but because when someone calls someone else a bad name, it's not good that just that one person jumps up. We all have to jump up.
see you all backing up when ICE comes, you all are the observers. You move back and you just hold your camera. At what point will you value immigrant and black life? At what point will you put your body on the line? And I've seen many but for the most of you, you're watching this like it's a spectacle. This is why I say your protests don't work. Because if your protest worked, when you saw someone being body handled by ICE, you would put your body on the line. However, you all just seem to look disassociated and yelling and screaming. Don't do it. What is yelling and screaming going to do? What is it going to take? Because Renee was shot. May she rest in peace. And the fact that y'all are still just like, we're gonna protest and we're gonna cuss ICE out and we're gonna sing, some of y'all singing Kumbaya. And I'm just sitting here like, what? Maybe if you are comparing this to what happened in Germany, and I feel that there's a whole article you can check out research because the bloody legacy on this stolen land is black and indigenous lives. So it's easier for you all to talk about Nazi Germany than it is for you to actually wrestle with your anti-black and anti-immigrant, if that's a thing, in this current moment. See, you all don't know what to do because this time that this is happening. And so at this point, I hope this visual, I don't want to just look like a spectator. I don't want to put my body on the line. For many of you, it's, oh my gosh, for our black foremothers, grandmothers, and fathers, they put their body on the line because they knew. And that's why I stepped back because my ancestors have done the work. But I'm just here to remind you, y'all got so much more work to do. Whether it's your nervous system, whether or is it the governors of your state, your state's attorneys, filing lawsuits against that administration? Because you know that administration doesn't listen. So what's actually working? How will you move out of your apathy today? This is what
First Blood.
Thomas Ship and Abraham Smith in Indiana. Now, I've hidden most of the photo because it's pretty graphic. But when I see you all protesting, when I see you all backing up when ICE comes, you all are the observers. You move back and you just hold your camera.
How do you explain to a child why they have to go? How do you explain to a child that another child is taken from their home? How do you explain to a 5-year-old that they're going away? When all they know is this town and this home and the school that they go to every day. Taken from the school, taken from the homes, taken from the cities, and the life they've always known, taken by the men who pretend to be the good guys. It's why we protest ICE. It's why we take to the streets. It's why we protect our neighbors with our bodies and our rights, and we won't rest until they're free. We won't rest until they're free. We won't rest until they're free.
Honestly, sweetie, I'm out. You're not the kind of girl for me. You got a septum piercing, big red flag, too many tattoos, that top's a little too short, and your hair's not even natural color. You are not the kind of girl I want to be bringing home. I don't know who you are, and to be honest, I don't find you particularly attractive anyways. You are a heartless fucking bitch. How dare you judge someone just based off how they look? That fucking cow. Honestly, sweetie, I'm out. You're not the kind of girl for me. You got a septum piercing.
New studies show that staying home is good for your anxiety, but bad for your depression. Meanwhile, going out is good for your depression, but bad for your anxiety. I have thus decided to stand in my doorway so that I can be overwhelmed with anxiety and depression. New studies show that staying home is good for your anxiety, but bad for your depression. Meanwhile, going out is good for your depression, but bad for your anxiety. I have thus decided to stand in my doorway so that I can be overwhelmed with anxiety and depression. New studies show that staying home is...
Alright, what's your name, age, and pronouns? There are. Hence why I asked.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there are. Do me a favor, do me a favor.
Question. How is a person pronouns they end up? Are there more than one person?
You know they, them has been a singular pronoun since the 1300s, eh? Or
They
was
means
English,
more than
was
one
English,
person.
was
You
English.
can't be a they with one person.
You want to bet?
You can't be a they.
Ready?
No,
I'm about to say a sentence. Are you ready for this? My friend
And-
John has to go to the doctor's. They had to bring their prescription with them. Was I referring to one person or multiple people?
You can't be.
Was I referring to one person or multiple people?
You can't be.
Was I referring to
one
one
person.
person or multiple people?
Okay, here's another question. Can men have babies?
Can men have babies? Yes, some men can.
Oh my God. Alright, that's it. That's over.
Okay.
How can a man have babies? How can a man have babies?
Trans men are men and they can have babies.
And no, they're not men. Sorry, they're not.
They are.
No, we live in reality. Not
You don't live in reality, but you don't understand that they, them is a singular pronoun and it has been since the 1300s.
You're a little
So
delusional.
who doesn't live in reality? Hold on. Is they, them a singular pronoun since the 1300s, yes or no?
Can men have babies?
Was English a hard subject for you? Or like... Let me give you...
You're not feeling the way, brother.
I like food and I don't like to work out. Or let me give you an education, because clearly you're lacking on it. The Oxford English Dictionary traces the singular day back to 1375. Are you going to admit you were wrong now? No? Okay, well then there's no point in talking to somebody who can't admit when they say something that is factually incorrect.
You can't admit that men can't have babies.
Trans men are men, they can have babies, but you can't admit that.
That's men, though. That's a woman.
Yeah, I would have the conversation with you, but there's no point because you've admitted here live on air, you've admitted to hundreds of people live on air that you cannot admit when you say something factually incorrect. So there's no reason to you can have that conversation, but you can't admit when you're wrong.
Okay, fine, I'm wrong. But can you admit?
Oh, okay, great. I'm
Men
glad
cannot
you're
have babies.
wrong. Yeah, we can have the conversation if you give me your name, age, and pronouns. Yeah.
I don't have pronouns, and I'm not a
What is
weirdo.
I? What is I?
I'm a man.
What is
I'm a man.
Why do you keep using pronouns if you don't have pronouns? Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we'll do. I will accept your premise. I'll accept your premise that you have no pronouns. Okay? I'll accept this premise. Rest of the conversation. Anytime you use a pronoun, I'm gonna hit you with a buzzer. Okay? Does that work for you? Use pronoun.
Now you're supposed to
Careful.
say.
Careful words of pronoun. How many others do you want to use?
So you're going to the Twitter stuff that you can't admit men can't have babies.
You as a pronoun, be careful.
You can't admit man can have baby. You can't admit
You again.
You again. Man cannot have baby.
How many times do you want to keep using pronouns? I said you don't use them. So I said I'll have the conversation. I'm a man.
Obviously, I'm a man, okay? Like I said, you're in reality. You're a man, you're a woman, you're a she.
Oh, wait.
Man, you can't have baby.
Wait, hold on. You said if you're a man, you're a he, but you said you don't go by he, so what are you then? You said you don't have pronouns, so what are you? I guess you're not a man. What would you be?
Dude, it's obvious. You don't have to say, oh, I'm a man. It's obvious.
Well, I don't think it's obvious you're a man.
Well, it's obvious you're not a man either. What do you think? You're a cat?
Do I think I'm a
What do you
cat?
think? You're a cat? Yeah, you're a little cat. Can you be a cat? Oh, let's do that. Can
Do
you be
you
a
think
cat?
do you think that people that wear cat ears
If
think they're
that
cats?
could be a woman, can you be a cat?
Do you think that people that wear cat ears think they're cats?
Okay, wait.
Like, is that
man
that?
can be a woman, can you be a cat?
Is that really what your thought process is here?
Can I identify as a Asian man? If
No, here's the beauty. I don't think I'm a cat. What the fuck? Are you stupid? Can I ask you a really important question? I have a really important question. I have such an important question. Were you born dumb, or did you have dumbness thrust upon you later?
Were you born fat or you just...
No, I've already answered this question. I like food and I don't like working out.
You should work out.
I'm fine. I'm not even close to diabetic. I go to the doctor pretty regularly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, fat people can not be diabetic. You know that, right? What is diabetes? What is diabetes?
You know what diabetes is.
I don't think you know what diabetes is.
I don't know what diabetes is.
I don't think so, or you would have answered the question. Okay. What is insulin resistant?
Okay, yeah, sorry, Sam.
What is insulin? I wouldn't say it's when you're insulin resistant. That's not how I would describe diabetes. No, you described diabetes incorrectly. That's not what it is. It's not about being insulin resistant. It's that your body cannot regulate your blood sugar. Homie, let's just talk about rats so far. You were wrong about what diabetes is. You were wrong about... Yeah. You were wrong about what diabetes is. You were wrong about what pronouns are. You were wrong about they, them being a singular pronoun. How many more do we need? How many more things do you want to be wrong about?
Okay, you didn't say I was wrong about man can have baby.
We haven't talked about that yet. There wasn't a back and forth about that, bro. People are stupid. People are so dumb. Alright, what's your name, age, and pronouns? There are. Hence why I asked.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there are. Do me a favor.
Question. How
It's amazing, by the way. So, yeah, it's called this.
What? I can't say anything because I'm dumb. I at least can admit that I'm dumb and don't try to like go on debate things.
around in Iran right now is because they don't really grasp the concept that a religious government, like what they can do, like what it is. 3 years ago, I go to Iran to get a new job. Okay, it was really, really cheap. And my mom was like, the best doctor out of there. So I go to Iran. Plane. I had to fly to Turkey.
I got second
and then get on
place.
a plane from Turkey and go to Iran. Bro, that shit was like a 24-hour plane cover up, wear your jacket, put on your hijab. My mom puts on my hijab on my head, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Mind you, this was the first time I had been to Iran as a fully grown adult. Like, I had never grasped